ask the question. You just approach the way you ask it. You know what I mean? It's like you can take one question.
Well, it's the answer that matters more than the question.
Not.
And also, what also matters is
not if you ask the question, right?
repeating the question.
The music industry still creates superstars. The music industry, I mean, it doesn't matter how far down they think that the music industry's gone.
Right.
The fact is that they're still making, I mean, look at Justin fucking Bieber.
I think the music industry has been struggling with that for so long now and been putting out so much crap that the whole new legalization of marijuana in a few states and, you know, the whole tolerance on censorship. It's got a lot to do with the whole spectrum of everything, and I think that those key factors, not only society's attention and awareness of you know, corporate deceit and just maintaining, you know, basic humanity and basic health. People trying to overthrow their government, and the entire planet is taking a turn for the better. And I think now is the time to ride that wave, capitalize on it, utilized for the growth, the basic growth of humanity.
Capitalism is only as evil as communism, which neither.
I mean, we all get lucky once, right?
Not all of us.
I feel lucky.
But yeah, I mean, I think there's three factors in accomplishing what we want to accomplish here, and the first one is the talent, which we obviously have, the tightness of the band, the chemistry, the cohesiveness as musicians. Second would be the work ethic, the hard hours you put into making sure you get heard, maybe.
You want to be authentic.
And then that last third, but probably most important factor, not the strongest, but the most important factor in the end is that luck. Throwing shit at the wall until something sticks. It's about tripping over that right fucking chord that you never saw there. It's kind of amazing how this thing happened, you know? I brought my ass to Chicago for a decade. I came back with no plans of doing music whatsoever. Met up with an old friend, and we started jamming again. Just for the hell of it, just for the fun of it. And then we decided, why not put together a little local show, you know? Turned out to be epic. And then before you know it, someone's listening to our music who we would have never fucking guessed would have been listening to our music.
However.
And gave us a little push, a little motivation to actually do something. You know? And it happened really fast, and it's got to keep that momentum. We got to maintain that momentum. Hail Satan!
Hail Satan!
Hail Sagan!
You know, science is a big failure too, by the way.
Yeah, just like religion.
Yeah.
So what are we left with? Science fails, religion fails.
Spirituality is
Let's
still...
just masturbate until we die. Let's just die masturbating.
Actually true. Sex,
Drinking.
sex and
my
reproduction.
eyes should already be kicked over.
Sex, reproduction, and alcohol and chemicals, they still exist, and
I'll say, you know what will always exist? Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
Satan isn't on pop radio. Satan's in my balls. Licking my cock from the inside.
This is ridiculous. How the fuck?
Ridiculous.
Oversaturation in the music industry right now isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's because there's so many of us listening to music, and there's so many people downloading and curious to wonder like what's the next sound, you know, and that's also the overpopulation of the planet. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that.
Now the population, the overpopulation of humanity is coming through so apparent that if you go out looking for a certain artistic inspiration or release and you basically get sidetracked and bullshitted and bullied into basically looking at the first thing that's already being marketed rather than finding that true substance that you're looking for, and that music that you want to hear, or that art that you really want to see. There's too many distractions on the path to finding what you're looking for that sometimes you just never get there. You never find that that perfect.
Well, there's so many of the masses now. I mean, you can take any kind of group of people. I mean, whether it be jocks, goth kids, whatever. I mean, there's so many of all of them now that, I mean,
all those high school labels.
it's just,
I
yeah,
love those.
exactly. It's just,
High school.
everything is wide open. And I think that any kind of art can be perceived by the type of person that's looking for it. I mean, anything that you're looking for artistically, you can find. And I think that's one of the great things about living in this day and age, is that, nothing's off limits. We get to create and push the boundaries, and I mean, the sky is the limit.
But at the same
It's true.
time, that's an accessibility that everybody else gets to experience.
Well, they
That's
do, but
part of the oversaturation of the market.
that's what I was just
Right.
thinking is.
I mean, I am very selfish. I think human beings are selfish regardless, but
You can't help it.
as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'm not looking for any type of fame. All I want to do, like I said, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I'm doing those.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what more can I ask for?
I think, I don't know, deep down inside, like, for me, it's definitely all about the music as like you said, a release for those, those aggressions and those insecurities and that rage and that hatred we have pent up that, a lot of people release in ways that are destructive. And I think as musicians and artists, whoever you are, if you have that creative outlet, it definitely helps to maintain your sanity.
I agree,
Yeah.
100%.
And whether I'm living in poverty and shambles for the rest of my life, I will continue to make music, but I also would like the music to be heard and respected on a level that it deserves.
If we were to be respected for the music that we put out, and say our album went on to sell 1 million records, I mean, I think that the fame and the popularity definitely comes second to our own selfish desires of just wanting to create and wanting to play music,